Hello students, today is our second period. We have already started our first chapter, what is democracy and why democracy. In that chapter we have read the meaning, the definition, the types of democracy and other different forms of the government also. And you also get a clear picture that democracy is a form of government where the rulers are elected by the people. And also you must have remember or you must have known that Abraham Lincoln told that democracy is for the people, by the people and of the people. So totally democracy is there for the benefit, for the welfare of the people. So now before going to the features of the democracy, in the last class I told you some questions are raised. And these are the 4 questions, and when we will read the features of democracy, we will get the answers and we will read in detail by taking some of the cases of different countries. The first question is, who are the rulers? Which decisions can be taken by non-elected officials in democracy? And today we will cover 2 features. And second question is, what conditions must be made for an election to be considered democratic? So the first feature is, as we know, in a democracy the rulers are elected by the people. So in a democracy the final decision making power must rest with those elected by the people. But here we will see in the case study of the Pakistan. Already when I was telling about the dictatorship, that time I told that Parvez Musharraf in Pakistan, he overthrew the government. In 1999 he led a military coup and he democratically overthrew that government and declared himself as the chief executive of the country. After being a chief executive, after some days he changed his designation to the president. So here dictatorship was established by Musharraf. Then he held a referendum in the country and granted him for a 5-year extension. That means he sent the referendum to the people. So forcibly the people had to sign that referendum for the extension. Then second one is, in August 2002, a legal framework order was made or issued by Musharraf that amended the constitution of Pakistan. And according to this order, the president can dismiss the national and provincial assemblies. So after this passing this law, the new elections were held in the national and provincial assemblies. But the elections were held, but the final power rests with the military officers and General Musharraf. So here the question arises, why Pakistan under Musharraf should not be called as a democracy? The answer is clear, that he overthrew the democratic government, though the elections were held, but the final decision making power rests with the president, that is General Parvez Musharraf. So we will go to the second feature. Second feature is the free and fair electoral competition. So this is also one of the important feature in the democracy, that elections should held regularly. Elections should held regularly, and our democracy must be based on a free and fair election, where those currently in power have a fair chance of losing. So election must be held regularly, and if the citizens are not satisfied, they can change the government also. So here we have taken the case of China. In China, elections are held regularly after every 5 years for electing the country's parliament, and that parliament name was National People's Congress. And the Congress has the power to appoint the president of the country, and around 3,000 members are there, and some members are elected from the army. But before contesting election in China, a candidate needs approval of the Chinese Communist Party. So only its members or members of there are so many 8 parties are there, small parties are there, but they have to take the permission from the Chinese Communist Party. So thus the government is formed always by the Communist Party. So here can we say that China is a fully democratic country? The answer you can know that no, we cannot say, because China has not adopted the free and fair electoral competition. Another case is there in Mexico. Since independence in Mexico in 1930, the elections are held every 6 years, and there the PRI is the Institutional Revolutionary Party. It was the main party. Whenever the elections are held, this party always adopted the dirty tricks to win the election. So here they have not also adopted the free and fair. They have not given the free and fair chances to the citizen to choose their leaders. So they have forced the employed in government offices and attended its party meetings, and teachers of the government schools used to force parents to vote for the PRI. So this party, they forced all the people to give them vote for winning the election, and media largely ignored the activities of the opposition political parties except to criticize them. So the media also cannot criticize them. So everybody were under the PRI. Another one is sometimes the polling booths were also shifted from one place to another in the last minute, which made it difficult for the people to cast their vote. People seem to really have a choice, but in practice they had no choice. Though here elections in Mexico, though elections are held regularly, but they have adopted so many dirty tricks to win the election. So in the name of the election, people are not having any choice to win the election. So here we cannot say, the question also arises, can we say that China and Mexico are called fully democratic country? The answer is with you, and we cannot, yes, that China and Mexico are not cannot be called as a fully democratic country, because they have not adopted the main features of the democracy. So another two features we will read in the next class. Then another two questions are there, and when we will read two more features, you will get the answers of the two more questions. Okay, that's all for today.